Have you ever walked past a dark storefront window at night and accidentally caught your own reflection? For a split second, you don't even realize it's you. You just see a figure. But the moment your brain renders that it's your face, you stop. You adjust your hair, you check your posture, you linger for 3 seconds longer than you intended. It's not because you're conceited, it's not because you're a narcissist in the way the internet uses that word. It's because your brain just hit a 400-year-old Narcissus Glitch. Welcome back to the Art Bestie Archive. Today, we're talking about why we are biologically addicted to our own reflections. We think we invented the selfie era, but we actually just moved the pond to a glass screen. We are deep diving into the neuropsychology of the mirror sign, the chaotic genius of Caravaggio, and why the front-facing camera is a psychological trap we've been falling into since the 1600s. Before we look at the art, we have to look at the hardware, your brain. In psychology, there is something called the MSR test, which is short for mirror self-recognition, or what we also called mirror sign. It's the gold standard for proving an animal has a self. Scientists put a tiny red dot on an animal's forehead and place them in front of a mirror. Most animals think the reflection is a stranger. They bark at it, hide from it, or try to play with it. But humans, and a few elite others like dolphins and magpies, eventually realize, wait, that's not a stranger, that's me. This realization triggers what we call the self-reference effect. Your brain is a vibe coder. It's constantly processing billions of lines of data, but it has a high priority if-then statement. If the data is about me, then boost the dopamine. We are hardwired to prioritize ourselves because, evolutionarily, knowing thyself meant surviving. But in 2026, that survival instinct has turned into a digital loop. We aren't checking the mirror to see if a predator bit our neck. We're checking the front-facing view to see if we're still aesthetic. If Vermeer was the king of quiet, Michelangelo Merisi da Caravaggio was the king of chaos. He was the original slasher, a painter, a street fighter, a fugitive, and a disruptor. Caravaggio didn't do pretty, he did intense. He was obsessed with the physicality of the face. If you look at his other works, like Judith beheading Holofernes, the faces aren't calm. They are screaming, straining, and bleeding. He wanted to capture the exact millisecond where an emotion renders on the skin. He pioneered a style called chiaroscuro, which literally means light-dark. In our archive aesthetic, we love a dark, moody, teal background, right? Caravaggio invented that vibe. He would paint in a dark cellar room with a single high window, creating a spotlight effect. This wasn't just for drama, it was a psychological tool. By drowning the background in a void of black, he forces your brain to focus entirely on the subject. There are no distractions, no background noise. It's just the face and the light. And that brings us to his masterpiece of self-obsession, Narcissus. Look at the painting on your screen right now. This is Narcissus, painted between 1597 to 1599. In the original Greek myth, Narcissus was a hunter so beautiful that he fell in love with his own reflection in a pool of water. He couldn't look away, so he stayed there until he died. But look at how Caravaggio codes this scene. Most artists paint Narcissus in a landscape, trees, sky, maybe some nymphs in the background. But Caravaggio strips all that away. He puts Narcissus in the void. It's just the boy, the water, and the darkness. Notice the composition. Narcissus's arms and his reflection form a perfect circle. His knee at the bottom meets his shoulder at the top. It is a closed loop, a 1-0 binary of self and image. This is the visual representation of a glitch. In programming, an infinite loop happens when there is no break statement. Narcissus is trapped in a UI that has no home button. He is looking at his reflection, and the reflection is looking at him, and the darkness around them ensures he never remembers the rest of the world exists. Does that feel familiar? Think about the last time you were doom scrolling at 2 a.m. The room is dark. Your phone is the only light source, which is basically the chiaroscuro effect. The background of your life disappears, and you're locked in a perfect circle with a screen that is constantly reflecting your tastes, your face, and your desires back at you. Here is where the psychology gets heavy. When Narcissus looks into the water, he isn't seeing himself. He is seeing an image of himself. This is a crucial distinction. In psychology, we call this the objectification of the self. The moment you look into a mirror or a front-facing camera, you stop being a person and start observing yourself as an object. You start vibe coding your own existence. Is my lighting right? Is my expression too intense? Do I look archive enough? Caravaggio captures this tension perfectly. Narcissus's face in the reflection is slightly darker, slightly glitchy because of the water's surface. It's a scene receipt that never gets a reply. He is reaching out to touch the water. His hand in the light is reaching for his hand in the shadow. But here's the tragedy. You can't touch a reflection. The moment Narcissus touches the water to embrace himself, the image ripples and disappears. We spend so much time curating the image of our lives. The clean girl morning routine, the perfectly staged desk, the moody teal branding, that we often lose the ability to actually live the life. We are reaching for the water, but the water is just pixels and light. So how do we fix the glitch? How do we stop being Narcissus? Caravaggio's life was a mess, but his art tells us the truth. The void only exists if you stay in the cellar. We live in a selfie culture that tells us our reflection is the most important thing in the archive. But the mirror sign was never meant to be a destination. It was meant to be a starting point. Recognizing yourself in the mirror is the first step to realizing you are a main character. But the rest of the game happens outside the frame. In your own life, notice when you're falling into the perfect circle. Notice when the background of your world starts to fade into the Caravaggio black because you're too focused on the front-facing view. Next time you catch your reflection in that dark storefront window, give yourself a 1-second vibe check and then keep walking. Break the loop. Look at the people not in the mirror. Look at the messy, uncurated, non-teal parts of your day. Because the real masterpiece isn't the reflection in the water. It's the person standing on the shore who finally decides to look up. Narcissus died because he forgot that he was more than just a face. He forgot that he was a hunter, a friend, and a living, breathing human. He got lost in the render. Thanks for opening the art archive with me. If this helped you understand why you can't stop checking your front-facing camera, or if you just enjoyed the dark academia drama of Caravaggio, hit subscribe. I'm your art bestie, and I'll see you in the next entry. Stay aesthetic, stay real, bye!